Good day. We have a unique footballing pearl with us today. Someone whose exploits were regularly documented in the local media more than 20 years back. And now, fresh with us is an AFC Pro license coach. Let's welcome our Taligaon lad, Gavin Araujo.
Thank you, sir.
A former student of Don Bosco Panjim. Gavin has had football in his life so far. That's quite an achievement. He's represented Goa through all age groups, starting with the under 16s, under 17s, under 19s, under 21s, and then the university. In fact, Gavin was the captain of the state under 19 and under 21 teams. In 1995, when he was just barely 18, he donned the famed black and white colors of Vasco Sports Club right up to 2001.
Yes.
After which he turned his gaze towards the world of coaching. Having turned 46 in June this year, today Gavin is among a select band of professional football coaches from Goa that includes the likes of Savio Madeira, Derek Pereira, Francisco Bruto da Costa, Mariano Diaz, and Clifford Miranda. His coaching career started in 2009 when he served as an assistant at Vasco Sports Club. The following year, he assumed full charge of the Vasco team for a season, after which he spent a couple of years as assistant coach of the youth setup at Dempo Sports Club. With the ISL flourishing, Gavin accepted the challenge of shifting to head FC Goa's grassroots and youth development program from 2015 to 2017. In between, he was also called to manage the first team of FC Goa for one season. He slowly tapped his abilities and potential as a coach while taking over the under 16 FC Goa squad in 2017. And from there, Gavin went on as assistant coach of the reserve team of FC Goa. During the 2018-2019 season, he was head coach of the under 18s, and after that, as assistant coach of the reserve team once again. Concurrently, and to his credit, Gavin took time off to pursue his coaching licenses, starting off with the AIFFD license in 2015 till his jewel in the crown, the AFC Pro League license that he obtained last week. Let's join Gavin as he takes us through this varied and fancy journey where he can aspire to coach at the highest levels anywhere in Asia. Gavin, welcome to the studios of CCR TV. This is God's Own Love channel of Goa. To start with, I don't know if I can say welcome to the elite group of coaches, but you are definitely welcome to our CCR TV. What does this AFC Pro license mean to you personally, Gavin?
It's pretty huge. Even I didn't realize it till last week that it was a huge achievement. Of course, it's just a starting place, and I don't think I've achieved anything close to a big thing right now, but it's a good starting point. I started back in 2009 for my C license, and it took 14 years to reach till my pro license, and there were a lot of other batches I obtained through the years, and of course to reach this milestone feels very nice.
Do you think that things will change? How exactly will things change for you with this?
I think I will have more opportunities now because this is the top license in Asia. It's a freedom to express anywhere in Asia. Of course, also looking for opportunity maybe to working with the national team at various level. So that's how it will be open for me from right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think football has been more than bread, butter and jam for you over so many years. I mean, you've been a professional player at first and then switched over to coaching. I mean, what prompted you to make this shift from playing to coaching? I mean, could you take us through this evolution?
So after I finished playing pretty early, I think I was quite young, but maybe I realized I was not getting the opportunities, or maybe I was not good enough. Then I realized that, and I went into, some time I was in administration. Okay, and then over there it was my friends, of course my wife, who encouraged me to take up coaching, and from 2009 till today I am here.
I mean, it's been a lovely this thing. I mean, what exactly did you have any sort of hurdles, or did you doubt yourself that you are capable of this? Yes, you have these things along the way.
No, you will see many players take up coaching, but most of the players don't. And you need that time where you're not like, it's not that you are scared, you're not sure you want to be a coach, because you've gone through so many coaches and you're not sure whether you want to be in the position where you like to be part of, somebody plays in the 11 or no, and that's a huge, how we get upset on the coaches for not fielding. So sometimes it is that many players don't take up coaching. So do you really want to be in that place where you decide the future of the next 25 boys who are going to play under you? But so that takes few years, but I've been talking to some of my friends, all of us have taken that time, but once you decide, and then it's like,
that you're ready. Yeah. That's lovely. I mean, any sportsman for that matter, you have those special moments on the field.
Yeah.
Maybe in football, like a lovely cross or a pinpoint pass or or an assist.
Yeah.
But off the field, it's like this one is a privilege that only a few can have. Like being at this level. Why do you feel that this is a rather special thing that you're up to at this point of your career?
I think I believe in doing whatever comes your way, the smallest thing, to the best of your ability. Of course, you will have the big dream, and I had set some time for me to finish my pro license, and maybe, okay, this much time, this should happen in my life. Everybody has a plan. But it came quite early. It is from there, you just open up and you can see more horizons. I know I have more things to open up after I get, after I'm having the pro license. There are more opportunities that will come. I can be heading a top team, and that is how I'm taking it from here.
Coaching is one part, playing is another part. I think it's two ends of the fulcrum, because it's totally different. I mean, playing, we've always played, but when you enter the field of coaching as a coach, it's a totally different thinking.
Yeah.
We are aware that this is just the start for you. Did you ever think that you would be here where you are at this moment?
It's a dream. It's always, and you have goals to reach your dream. And as I said, if you do the smallest things correctly, then after a period of time, your turn will come. So it's very important, whatever comes your way, you keep on doing it, and suddenly one day you will see more opportunities. But if you don't do the smallest things properly, and you will not see the big opportunities. The moment you set yourself up, like I will do everything properly, no matter how small the job is. Like if I go for a grassroots event, till today, I will do it as if I am going to be doing a session for a top team. Like I had 2 events last 2 weeks, and like 200 kids turned up in Giri, 250 turned up last week in Chowgules. But even that under 10, I will still do this with the same enthusiasm what I would have done for a top job. Unless you work like that, you will not find one day the big dream. So you should not wait to work towards the big dream. Just do whatever comes your way, and one day you will be doing the same with the same ability the top job.
So it's more like तुझ्या मनांतलें मनान कितें येता तें करपाचें.
कितें मेवता तें बरे भशेन करपाचें. So जितले फुडें वयता, it's like your body is adapted. You will now do everything properly, and one day after many years you will see that suddenly your goal is come. You don't have to think too much about it, because कितें मेवला तितलें सारकें करून गेलें, automatically that also will be correct.
What sort of goals do you set for yourself, Gavin? I mean, as you go along, what would you love to do? Let's say in the next 5 years, Gavin Araujo is going to be here. You set a goal for yourself, your dream. It's part of your dream. कितें दिसता तुका?
So next 10 years, I want to be in the top flight of coaching. I have 2 platforms where, if not the head coach, I want to work as the strength and conditioning coach, because I'm holding that badge. So that gives me more option to work in a top team, because likes of Clifford, who has won the Super Cup, it's so difficult for him to get a first team job in ISL. And why it's difficult for him, that means it's more difficult for me. So I always have like 2 platforms, if not there. So to work as a conditioning coach is my second option. But the next 10 years, I want to work in a big setup with top players and top teams. And after that, maybe I will shift my focus to coach education. In 2015, I actually started as a coach educator for D license. And I'm taking that slowly. So I know maybe after I finished working with some top clubs, top players, I will be in a good position to mentor some young coaches. So that is the plan.
That's nice. It's a good pathway to have for yourself.
Yes.
Jawabdari asta. There is a sense of responsibility also when you, do you think you are ready to, venture out into this new world of, where you will be among the best?
I think I've prepared myself well. So my friend always says to me, opportunities will come. You have to keep yourself ready. It should never happen the opportunities come and you're not ready. If the opportunity doesn't come, also is okay, but it should not come and go and you're not ready for it. I think many years has passed now. It's 14 years in coaching. I started actually playing football in a academy setup in '92. So 3 years I spent in the academy setup of Sports Authority of India. So there, football came very seriously from there. And it's been 30 years now. And yes, I think I have, I've not said top experience right now, but I have worked enough with good coaches, good instructors, like coaches like Arman. In the academy, my coach was Francis D'Souza, one of the top players.
Atari.
Yeah, I still keep on talking to him. Even if I have to go for my pro license, I picked up the phone. It's very important if we take his advice.
True.
And so I've gone. I'm very lucky where I've gone through all these people, players, coaches who have worked in top clubs. I've gained a lot of things from them, knowingly, unknowingly. And I think, yes, now after completing this license, I should open up my wings and I'm ready.
Lovely. It's time to fly. I've always had this question for any top footballer or a coach. The thinking footballer, is that a myth or a reality?
Do you mean like intellectual football?
Yes.
I think if you have heard Arsene Wenger, this is the top thing now. He says, okay, football is quick, it depends on speed, but people have achieved that. Maybe humans cannot run more faster than that. Maybe like fraction of a second here and there. And he talks about which is the next game changer. And it's going to be the neuro. It's going to be your mental. How fast you think, how fast you react. It's not even, it's gone one step further now. Now you have to think even before it is happening.
Yes.
So it's anticipation. So all these things will end up to make you what level you want to play. It's not going to be only the physical condition now. It's going to be how fast you think, how good you think your actions are. And now it's even how good you anticipate. So it's going to be all mental. Because one of my instructors says the future players will come from universities, so they're going to be very smart problem solvers.
Since we are at it, we look at players. They say if you don't make it in the national team or break into the national team by the time you're 17 or 18, you can just forget about it. Are you one of those who would push people to, sort of be there at that peak?
At that age, you should read a story of Emiliano of goalkeeper of Argentina.
Putrajano.
Yeah, so Emiliano. From 18 to 28 years of age, he hardly played any match. But he stuck to football at Arsenal, wherever he was loaned out 6 times in 10 years. And when he was 29, he got a call for Copa America. He won it, Golden Glove. After 1.5 years, he won the World Cup. So if you think you will get success very soon, sometimes it's very rare it happens, maybe for very few individuals. But if you keep on persisting, and if you have the resilience, and in sports it requires a lot of resilience because you have more bad days than good days, and something somewhere will click. And I love reading this story. I like to share his story to my players or like friends, where how he stuck for 10 years without almost playing a single match.
That's
and
amazing,
then within
yeah.
2 years, he's won exactly the same things Messi has won. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, to be in that game for so long without getting a chance. And the
Perseverance.
resilience is the big factor right now.
I mean, in your case, Gavin, to be where you are, I am sure you've had people who've believed in you and really believed in you. I'm sure you would like to tell them something, say something to them perhaps?
I was introduced to football at very, very young age. My father ran a small inter-village club. So I was involved in all the activities. It was quite, the club did quite well. It was around late 80s, early 90s, just before I could really step into the academy. And there I saw, like, my father used to take me to the ground, watch them train, and then drop me to school. Every Sunday there was a match. I would sit in the pickups that time, go for a match. So my interest started from there, and my father always encouraged me to be a player. We lost him in 2002. So
I'm sorry.
yeah. So after that, my friends, my family, my wife was my inspiration to take up coaching. So that's how my journey has been from 92 to 23.
Let's come more into Goan football. The general consensus at the moment has been that Goan football, whatever the reasons, let's not go into that. It has slipped from a position of pride that we once were known for.
Yeah.
Would you be in a position to comment on this? I mean, the state team for the Santosh Trophy, perhaps, would that feature among your challenges before you?
Of course, why not? I mean, last year was the first time there was beach soccer organized in Gujarat, and I headed the team with Presley, my friend. We didn't do well. It was the first time. We should have done well, but we wanted to make a separate pool of players for beach soccer. Coming back to the main football, I think grassroots is important, but what was grassroots for Goa was inter-village. There we made players. I saw Brandon growing up from there. You know, I had finished my playing career, so I was playing inter-village back again. Brandon was just starting. He was like 13, 14 years old. He would appear for 1 minute for a tiebreaker, just 1 minute before, then 5 minutes. And Jajo was very close friend, so I saw Brandon going up from there. All these players who grew up 20, 25 years back, even before that, is because of the system from, the grassroots system from inter-village football. I think they were very young players playing against very matured players who are finishing their career or even just getting to prime. And those are there was no formal coaching, but they actually they saw how they were playing and they started adapting. That was real grassroots. Today we have to do grassroots events to get children out. But what Intervillage did that time, that's how, you could see 5 players playing in the national team in early 2000s, mostly from Dempo. And because all the players who Sir Arman picked up was from Intervillage, and then he made them into top stars, not for his club, but for the country. Today we don't have 5 players in the national team. We don't have so many Intervillage tournaments to say this is a real grassroots event. I think to get the Santosh Trophy team is going to win, we have to start somewhere down. I mean, that's not rocket science, but we have to start our grassroots event. And for me, Intervillage was the best grassroots system which I think only Goa had. And that's how we saw a lot of players coming up from there, picked up from the clubs. That's how our state teams were good, and that's how our clubs ruled the I-Leagues, be it Churchill, be it Dempo, or even Salgaonkars. Today, it is not there. We could see, I think there is a lot of decline in intervillage football. Our club structure is not what it was 15 years back. 15 years back, we had 6 teams in I-League out of 12. That's, if you take only 30-40 players, it's more than 200 players earning a good living for 12 months.
True.
Today we don't have. Today we have one Churchill and one FC Goa. And how many players can be a part of that? So why would players pick up career as football right now in Goa, where the opportunities are actually drying
not
up?
available.
And that is directly connecting to the state team, and that is why we don't have a big number playing in the national team.
I'm sure we have the national games this year in October. I mean, that can be seen as a platform, an ideal platform to sort of set things right. Would you say?
Yeah, I think JFA is trying to set things right. I think Sir Savio is there as a head now. Sir Marian is there. Sir Derek also is there in the committee. If I'm not wrong, today some coaches presented plans for under 15. So right now they want coaches to come and present plans. What you can do if you appoint an under 15 coach? What you can do if you appoint an under 13 coach? And that will go on till the highest team. And that's a good way to start. I think we have good mentors from Sir Savio to Marian and Sir Derek, and so many other coaches are there. Sir Armand is there. I think national games could be a game changer for us. When if our team start doing well, maybe we pick up from there. And definitely, in the long-term vision, we should try growing up our grassroots system. For me, it's intervillage. And yes, if we pick up now, I think we should get back where we were some years back.
Let's just stray away into beach soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, since you mentioned it earlier,
Yeah.
Don't you think Goa has tremendous potential, because we have such a fantastic coastline, and going by the fact that we are a tourism oriented state, what sort of potential do you see for this sport?
Huge. In 2007, India participated for World Cup qualifying for the first time.
Yeah.
And then 2008 for the first national Asian Beach Games. After that, we did not, because India was already struggling with resources for the main team. And there was they could not divert resources for them. But in Goa, we continued having this tournament. Sir Bruno was there as a coach for first Asian Beach Games. Along with him, some of us, we annually organize some tournaments. And last year was the first time, this year, last season, that's January 2023, there was first time All India Beach Soccer Championship was held. Where we participated, we didn't do well. So because we wanted to have a separate pool of players. But when we reached there, what we lacked was experience. We lost 2 matches from winning position in the last minute. So where you need experience. So this was my report to JFA, that we need experienced players as well, because other teams brought experienced players. We could have easily qualified with a little bit of more experience, where to see out matches, like we are winning, how to see out the match in the last 2 minutes. So that is where we lacked. I think otherwise talent is there. We have to just tap it, because we have maybe only 1 or 2 tournaments around the year. So my request for GFA was, in the last meeting, we should have more tournaments, and maybe a big tournament before national games, because beach soccer also is a part of national games. And GFA is looking into these 2 events to somehow reach where we were before.
So would you be also quite keen on sort of, if you are asked to take over?
So I'm in the beach soccer committee of GFA. Whoever they choose, I think we will all collectively choose. All of us want is a good performance. We want to field a very good team. We want to give everybody chance who wants to be a part of the team. And if that happens, maybe we'll have a good show in the national games.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, finally we come to something that I call the quick five. Instead of quick fire, we have the quick five.
Okay.
The first one, your football hero growing up.
Paolo Maldini.
Why?
He was a left-footed defender, I was a left-footed defender.
One word that best describes Gavin,
Resilience.
and you believe in it.
Yeah. Nothing comes easy.
Third, your passion moving forward.
National team.
To
Yeah.
be the head coach.
Yeah.
Any time frame that you set for it?
Within the next 10 years.
Lovely. Fourth, your happiest moment as a player.
2000, in the year 2000, Derek was our coach. It was his first assignment after retiring from playing days, and playing in Goa, the final match to qualify for the I-League 1 against Mohammedan Sporting, losing 1-0 and coming back, and we won 2-1. That was the full crowd. It was Tilak Maidan, awesome moments.
That's good. Lovely. And finally, number 5, your advice to youngsters today.
I think it's just resilience we need if it comes to sports or any other thing. I will come back to again the same thing what I said before. Whatever comes your way, the smallest thing, do as the best of your ability. And finally, you will not even realize after some years you've got the big thing. And because you are used to doing the correct things and delivering the best of your ability in the smallest things, you will do a very good job when the big thing comes.
Lovely, Gavin. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, my dear people, that brings us to the end of this rather engrossing time we've had with our guest, Gavin Araujo. Gavin, appreciate you making time for us at CCR TV.
Pleasure, sir.
We can only wish you well as you set your sights on chasing those footballing dreams.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir.
God bless to you and your loved ones.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you.
Not at all. Pleasure.
Yeah.